Today I want to talk about some high-speed steel tool bits, and particularly what I want to do is talk about chip breakers and grinding up a tool bit that you can use to turn aluminum or steel. And oftentimes in my videos I refer to a chip breaker tool, and so this is an example of a chip breaker right here. It's just a piece of, I believe it was cobalt here. Alright, and you see that groove that's ground in the top of that? That's something that was a little trick that my dad always did, and he taught me how to do. And it's just a little trick that you can do to help manipulate the cut in the steel whenever you're turning, to help roll a chip over. And that's the same idea that's in carbide inserts today, whenever they mold chip breakers. Okay, and that's very helpful sometimes when you're trying to turn something, you're having a hard time getting a chip to break. You can grind a groove in the top of your tool right there, and with the proper speeds and feeds, you can get the material to curl over and break off. This is pretty helpful sometimes with aluminum, and sometimes whenever you're turning aluminum, it just wants to curl up on you. So this is a good example of just a normal high-speed turning tool right there. Okay, and a lot of people use this, and this works really well. And we'll do a little comparison of using this turning tool right here without a chip breaker. But what we're going to do, we're going to actually grind up another one of these tools. I'll show you how I grind it, and we'll grind one with a chip breaker. This is just another example of a larger one, a piece of Rex 49. This is one I ground a long time ago, and got a much larger chip breaker in there for taking a much larger depth of cut there. So, you know, the heavier depth of cut and the heavier the feed rate, you're going to have a larger channel there for that material to roll over and break off. Okay, so what we'll do is I'm going to take a brand new piece of this Cleveland Momax Cobalt right here. This is 3/8. So this is a size that a lot of the guys with their home machines can take a piece of this steel, this high speed, and grind up and use on their lathes at the house, and take some practice with this. All right, so let's go to the bench. I'll show you how to grind. A couple things I want to point out whenever you're grinding these tool bits. All right, you need to make sure that you have side clearance. All right, so this is our cutting side right there. So if you're looking at it this way, you need to make sure that you have side clearance so that it doesn't rub. That's what this is right there. Anywhere from, about 5 degrees maybe, a little bit of side clearance there. You need to have in clearance there as well. Same thing, so that you don't rub the material as you're going by. And you can also just kick at an angle if you want to, but sometimes you need to have a square shoulder. So if you got to have a square shoulder, you need to make sure that you have enough relief here so that you don't rub. And same thing on the end, you need to have in clearance here as well, so that you don't rub the material on the face of the tool bit as well. So important things to remember when you're grinding. Side clearance underneath the cutting edge, the end clearance right there as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to the bench, and we'll grind us up a tool bit. First thing I'm going to do is start with the roughing side over here, and we're going to rough out the side relief on the side and the end. Come over here to the fine grit wheel and go ahead and give it a finer grind. relief, and we also have our end relief now. So this is how I put the chip breaker groove in the top. I use the corner of the wheel. I stand it up like this. I usually get a little bit of it started, like so, and then I inspect it to make sure that I'm in the right location. And then once I know that I'm good, I go back to the wheel. And I just let it line itself back up with the corner of the wheel. We've got a pretty good chip breaker there, and you can fine-tune it. If it's not acting the way it should, you come back to the grinder and touch it up a little bit at a time. Alright, now one other thing I'm going to do before we go, I'm just going to break that very sharp corner. Just touch it. Just get rid of that sharp edge. Alright, now let's go to the lathe. Here's a little better look at the grind that I just put on the tool bit. Now I'm going to take just a standard little bench stone right here for sharpening, and that corner that I broke, I'm just going to hone it to put like a little radius right there and just get rid of the sharp corners of where I touched it on the grinder. Just like that. And then you can take this and rub your cutting edge. Just any good bench stone will work, and it'll sharpen that edge where it's actually doing the shearing action. Make a razor sharp cut right there. All that does is hone out the rough grinding marks from the actual pedestal grinder stone. We'll start with the tool without the chip breaker first. Let's do a little test with it. Let's just do, we're going to do 100 thousandths, make it even. So we're at approximately a 10 thousandths feed rate. And usually a little bit of cutting oil helps with doing this stuff with the high-speed steel. Take notice of how the chip is. It's kind of curly. It is breaking, so it's working. So let's try our chip breaker and see how it compares. You can see the finish on there as well. There's our brand new chip breaker tool. It's 100 thousandths. You can see it's breaking off a little bit nicer chip, and of course our finish looks nicer there as well. A little bit more manageable. Back and take a little bit more. Let's go 125 on the dial. That's working nicely. It's leaving a good finish. That is 6061 aluminum, by the way. You're not getting any of that bird's nest problem that you often have trying to turn aluminum. Nice smooth finish on there. That helps whenever you hone that corner. And oftentimes whenever you get through using a tool or you get through with some cuts, there's nothing wrong with the tool, but all you got to do really just to kind of bring some life back to it is just to take your bench hone and just hone it again. And don't forget to hone the top, because you usually get a little bit of material that kind of welds itself to the very top edge, and that stone helps break that off there. So just hone the cutting edge again, hone the corner, and you've got new life right back into your tool bit there. Nice razor sharp cutting edge. All right, so there's our little comparison that I wanted to do on chip breaker versus non-chip breaker, and mainly with trying aluminum, because this is just going to be a short video, but this applies to steel also. So you can definitely take this tool if you're turning cold rolled steel, like 1018 cold rolled steel, or even hot rolled steel, anything like that, and you're having problems with chipping, you know, getting the material to roll over and break a chip. Try one of these if you're turning some with high speed. Go over to your bench and grind you a groove in the top there, and then play with your feeds and speeds and see if you can get that material to roll over and break. And sometimes you got to play with it. You can see, if you look close, I've got a little bit of a flat there. Sometimes when at your first try, you've got a little bit too much flat right there, and you've got to bring it over closer to that edge to get it to roll over a little bit easier. So sometimes you got to modify this groove. It's not perfect the first time. You got to go back and touch it up again. But certainly give this a try if you're turning some aluminum or some steel. It works really good, okay? So maybe that'll help some of you hobby guys out there, or even some of you guys out there in the professional shop. I still use a lot of high-speed steel in my shop. It's an excellent tool to use. You can grind this stuff over and over again. It's readily available. It's cheap, and I love using it. So there you go. Hope you enjoy, guys. See you later.